Are you live?
Hello, welcome back to not Survivor Primetime, Big Brother Primetime. That's the first time all season I've made that mistake. Um, we are here on finale night. Our final three is Topher, Taylor, and Nicole, who have battled all season. We started with 16 house guests. Through thick and thin, we had a variety of different challenges, variety of different drama, and now we are here with our final head of household competition. To catch you all up, part one of our head of household competition was a physical challenge where they had to construct a pyramid of cups using only their feet. That was won by Taylor, which allowed him to go automatically to part three of this competition. Part two was then between Nicole and Topher, which was a cryptogram puzzle. Nicole was able to solve that, which means Topher will not be competing tonight. His fate is in the hands of whoever wins this challenge. As the winner of the final head of household competition, will have the sole vote to determine who is that final member of the jury, as well as who sit next to them in front of the jury. So, without further ado, we're gonna go right into this final HOH competition. All right, Tony Slater, can you turn your cameras off?
Your camera's off, by the way, Brennan.
Oh, my camera's off. Well, that.
We thought that was intentional.
Oh no. So now no one can. Everyone on live didn't see me, but that's okay. They heard me the whole time. All right. Actually, they might have heard me. I think they saw me. You just didn't see me. That's great. All right. Now you all see me now, right?
Yes.
Great. All right. So I asked you all to study. Well, I just said I was like, I hope you're studying. I never told you what you're studying. This is similar to what we have done, though, for most of our primetime final challenges. And this is really a question of how much do you know your jury. So each juror will have a question. So there's only 6 questions this round. This is also multiple choice. This game is 2 truths and a lie. So I will read 3 facts that were submitted by each juror. And I didn't pick I just put it in a random order. You will then determine between A, B, and C which one is the lie. You get it right, you get a point. Most points wins final HOH. Sound simple enough?
No, but I got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let us start this challenge. And it is Melissa. So, A. Melissa can play violin, viola, cello, and electric bass. B. Red Hot Chili Peppers has been Melissa's favorite band since 1995. Or C. Melissa has been bitten by an alligator. I will read it one more time. A. Melissa can play violin, viola, cello, and electric bass. B. Red Hot Chili Peppers has been Melissa's favorite band since 1995. Or C. Melissa has been bitten by an alligator. One of those is a lie. You're trying to find the lie.
Are we thumbs upping when we have the answer?
Yep. All right. 3, 2, 1. Reveal. All right. Nicole has B. Taylor has C. The correct answer is B. Nicole, Red Hot Chili Peppers has been her favorite band since 1990.
She lives in Florida. I just knew the alligator wasn't true.
If you've ever seen an alligator bite, most of them don't end well. So
Yes.
usually, if you're bitten by one, you don't live to have that appendage.
Well.
Even if you do.
Have we asked Melissa? Does she have all of her appendages?
We can ask later. All right. Question 2 is Brandon. So, Brandon, this is all kind of a theme type question. A. Brandon used to play League of Legends competitively. B. Brandon used to play Stardew Valley competitively. Or C. Brandon used to play Wizard 101 competitively. I'll read it again. A. Brandon used to play League of Legends competitively. B. Brandon used to play Stardew Valley competitively. Or C. Brandon used to play Wizard 101 competitively. Alright, 3, 2, 1, reveal. Both of you have B. Both of you are correct.
I know all three of those games. I'm pretty sure there's nothing competitive about Stardew Valley.
That might have been what I told him when he submitted that.
I loaded it up last night and tried to play.
It's interactive. You can visit other people's like farms and stuff. But yeah. All right. Question 3 is with Diane. A. Diane hates seafood. B. Diane has 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Or C. Diane lives with 7 other people. I'll read it again. A. Diane hates seafood. B. Diane has 2 brothers and 2 sisters. C. Diane lives with 7 other people. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Both of you have C. Right side up. Both of you are correct.
Dang.
I didn't get how many she actually lived with. She didn't tell me. I'm sure she'll tell us later. All right. Question. So Nicole still has the lead, 3-2. With 3 questions to go. All right. This is from James. A. James has lived in 5 states. B. James has 4 brothers. C. James has never broken a bone. I'll read it again. A. James has lived in 5 states. B. James has 4 brothers. C. James has never broken a bone. 3, 2, 1, reveal. You both have C. You are both wrong.
Oh.
The lie was James has lived in 5 states.
Well, congrats on never breaking a bone. That's impressive.
Congrats.
I haven't
Yeah,
either.
I thought I saw a picture of him with a cast or something. Maybe
It could be a sprain. All right. Question 5 is from Marcy. A. Marcy rappelled down 24 stories of the Hilton in Orlando for charity. B. Marcy is the second person in her family to be born in the United States. C. Marcy has a tattoo that features lyrics from the Talking Back Sunday song Timberwolves at New Jersey. I'll read it again. Marcy has rappelled down 24 stories at the Hilton in Orlando for charity. B. Marcy is the second person in her family to be born in the United States. Or C. Marcy has a tattoo that features lyrics from the Talking Back Sunday song Timberwolves at New Jersey. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Both of you have B. Both of you are wrong. The correct answer was A. Marcy rappelled down 24 stories at a Hyatt.
I had A and then I changed it.
Technically, a Hyatt is owned by Hilton, but, you know, she submitted the question.
I had A and then I changed it. Jeez.
All right. That means we have 1 question yet. And Nicole, if you get this right, you do win the final HOH. Taylor, you can force a tiebreaker with this one. All right. This is from AJ. A. Despite working in social services for the last 10 years, AJ doesn't actually have a degree in social service work whatsoever. B. A documentary followed AJ for a year and actually went to a lot of film festivals all over Ontario. C. AJ created a mental health poster campaign that actually went super viral and went from one end of Canada to another. I'll read it again. A. Despite working in social services for the last 10 years, AJ doesn't actually have his degree in social service work whatsoever. B. A documentary followed AJ for a year and actually went to a lot of film festivals all over Ontario. C. AJ created a mental health poster campaign that actually went super viral and went from one end of Canada to another. 3, 2, 1, reveal. You both, you B and C. So the correct lie is A. AJ does have his degree in social work. Which means congratulations, Nicole. You have won the final head of household.
I won the final part?
You have won.
Congratulations, Nicole.
Oh my gosh.
Congrats, Nicole.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry for getting you guys' things wrong. I promise I pay attention when we talk.
All right, Nicole, if you want, I can create some breakout rooms and give you 5 minutes for any final pleas.
I would like the 5 minutes.
Okay.
If I'm allowed.
All right, I'm going to give you, you can all have 2 breakout rooms. I'll let you choose your rooms and go ahead. All right, folks, join us. Jury, you cannot join these breakout rooms. If you are here, you are staying here. And everyone else can join, so aka the 3. And folks watching, please join us in just a little bit, and we'll see what Nicole's decision is. All right, we are back. Topher, if you could turn your camera on. At this point, I will give both our Taylor and Topher the opportunity to make one last plead to Nicole, the HOH, and we will start with Taylor.
Again, Nicole, congrats. I would love to be the one sitting next to you, but of course, this is your game. I want you to do what is best for your game. But you and I have been together throughout the last few weeks, and I have had an absolute blast with you and getting to know you. Do whatever is best for your game, girl. Love you.
All right, thank you. Topher?
Oh, and Nicole, I am so proud of you. Like, I knew you could win this competition. Like, I always believed in you, and I hope that you can finally believe in yourself. And, like, you've been a shining light this whole entire game for me, start to finish. And I feel like we've also been close throughout this end, and I feel like you really had my back, and I could not have made it this far without you. And it would be an absolute dream come true to sit in with you. But you have to do what you have to do, and then just follow your head, follow your heart, and don't give up. Bye.
All right, Nicole. At this point, please face your nominees and let us know your decision.
Hey, you guys, this past 38 days has been crazy. I appreciate both of you. You guys have made it a blast. But I never thought I would be in this position, honestly. The person I send to jury is Topher.
All right, Topher, you have been evicted from the Big Brother household. At this point, Topher, you become the final member of the jury. So if you could turn your camera off, you will be going last in the jury questions. So you can spend time thinking about what you would like to ask. At this point, congratulations, final two.
Thank you, Nicole. I mean, I know you said it, but all I can change. Just thank you.
Congrats on being here. This was one heck of a journey that I didn't expect to be here. Like, I really didn't.
Amen to that.
All right, let me do a quick check to make sure our jury is all here. Let's see. Can someone message Brandon?
Oh no.
Brandon is on a flight right now, so.
Okay, did he send his questions or anything?
Yes, he did.
Okay, if he did, then that's fine. And James did too.
Unless they both sent their vote already.
James isn't here. I am shocked.
Wait, James didn't show up?
Everybody submitted questions.
Yes, he has submitted questions.
Okay.
All right.
Brendan, can you check the jury chat?
Yeah, if you all agree to that's all your choice, but I just need a response in there. Otherwise, I was having you go. You're probably going to be going technically first. Okay, well.
Can you add him to the jury chat?
Okay, I'm going to actually overrule that. If you want to go 6, that's up to Melissa, but Topher will go last. Because that's generally how it's always done on Big Brother. But if you want to switch, to 6, that's fine, but.
I'm going to keep my 6.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nicole, you ready for the firing squad?
No,
right.
I haven't been ready all day. I have been a nervous disaster.
I know.
All right. Marcy, if you want to go 3rd and switch with James, I'm okay with that. But they all claim
Yeah,
there's.
that's fine.
Okay.
That's preferred. If you can ask theirs first, that's great.
Okay. That is perfectly fine. All right. How this is gonna work? First of all, my traditional shot in your favor. Oh, I didn't grab a shot glass, but I have a shot equivalent. Every season we do that.
I just drink nothing.
Nah, that's fine.
I would have been prepared had I thought I was going to be here.
Well, you each get 5 minutes to make your opening speech. You don't have to take all 5 minutes, but I will stop you. I will turn my camera off, so on my screen, so you'll see me disappear. I will come back on with 1 minute to go, so that is your 1 minute warning. And yeah, because Nicole, you won the final HOH, do you want to go first or second? And then it'll be the reverse for closing.
I will go first.
All right, and so you'll go second for closing. All right, whenever you are ready.
All right.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
My bad. I said, I have a speech written down, but I'm nervous, so bear with me. It says, "Hey guys, this is my first time ever making it to a finale, and I'm nervous, so please bear with me." I was a final nom round 1 against Jane, and I received 1 vote. My only vote in the entire game, I believe. I was also a final nom at Final 4, where Taylor chose to keep me. The Hitman's veto landed on me 2 or 3 times, and each time the person holding the potential power, or the HOH, I'm still not sure on all the details honestly, chose to keep me instead of targeting me. I never had a single power in this entire game, although I was trusted enough to know about a few of them and who held them. I played a very middle but very social game. I was as honest as possible and very open with everyone, while also not being scared to voice my opinion. I tied for HOH once and came in second a few different times in multiple different comps. I was never on the wrong side of the vote, including the Hyrie vote where Topher broke the tie to send him home. My targets always went home, and that's because I stood firm on my votes and didn't shy away when others wanted to. Marcy and Brandon both went to jury because myself and Melissa wouldn't budge on our votes. After Marcy and Brandon were both out, I was able to get Taylor to turn on both Diane and AJ and get him to stay loyal to a final 3 with myself and Melissa. To secure my spot in the final 2, I won part 2 and the final part of HOH, making Topher ineligible to play in the final part and securing the final 2 with Taylor. I've pushed myself in many ways in this game, from attempting comps I'd normally never try, to breaking out of social barriers I never expected myself to break out of. I love all of you so very much. You all made this such an amazing game, and thank you for taking the time to listen to me.
All right, thank you. Next up is Taylor.
All right. Well, thank you to the production for putting this on, and again, thank you for Nicole for bringing me. Now getting into my game. I will say that I did not play a flawless game. I am very aware of that. There were mistakes that I made throughout this game, but as I'll try to make apparent throughout this night, I was always able to rewrite my game plan. I was always able to bounce back when something did not go my way. I was able to come up with a backup plan every single time. Yes, I was up on the block twice. Oh, I ended up on the block on eviction night twice, and I was never the intended target, at least for the majority of the house. I played what I would consider a good strategic game. I do like to think that I played a good social game, though I will admit that Nicole probably did play a better one than I did. That being said, a lot of people, when the talent show advantage was put into play, a lot of people think that it was Diane who had it. Shocker, it was me. I'm pretty sure you know that by now. And I did play it against Brandon when Topher won that HOH and made it a 3-person eviction. And then Brandon was taken down, and Hyrie was put into place, which was one of my first big roadblocks in the game, because Hyrie at that time was my number 1. Hyrie and AJ were the only 2 people who knew about that advantage, and Hyrie knew, that AJ knew. AJ did not know. And I wanted that to stay in place because that way I could monitor which way information was coming. I had information because Hyrie was basically my mole up until he went. Every alliance that he was in, or at least most alliances that he was in, I knew about. Especially the one that was, I believe him, Topher, Marcy, and Brandon. And I know he was in one with AJ and Marcy, I think Brandon as well. But when he was voted out, then I suddenly had to pick up pieces. And I was able to pick up pieces with people who were also blindsided by that vote, including Nicole, Melissa, and AJ. And we made a Final Four. And I intended to go to that Final Four. And then everything was blown up when it was shown that AJ was playing both sides. And that is my second blunder of this game, taking AJ out. At that point, he should have been number 4, and it was Nicole that convinced me to take him out at number 6. He was right about that. But even after getting rid of him, I was able to still put in the final 3 with Nicole and Melissa. And even though Diane had to become an unfortunate number at that point, because I wanted Topher out on my HOH. He was able to win. I loved Diane. I still love her. She was the secondary target if we couldn't get Topher out. And I know I'm going to have to live with that. But the entire time, I always had a backup plan, even if I was on the block. And one of my final contingency plans at the Final Four when Topher won immunity, I'm still in survivor mode. When he won the HOH, and I didn't know if I would win the veto or not. I ended up winning it, but I did make a final contingency plan with Topher, saying that if I got to the end, I would vote for him. And he's kind of irrelevant now, but I still would vote for him if I were on the jury. But I made that final contingency. I was always had a contingency to make sure I ended up here, and I'm sure I'll have a lot of other things to explain. But it looks like my time is up, and I look forward to answering all your questions.
When I show up, that means you have a minute.
Whatever. Anything else would have been me not doing nonsensical rambling.
All right.
But I always try to say things from the heart. I never try to write things down.
All right. So we will go
If
into...
I didn't write it down, I wasn't going to remember.
That may end up biting me, but I always try to speak from the heart. So.
All right. So, I'm gonna also just make a note to the jury. At this point, there should be no talking in the jury chat. Your chance to kind of deliberate prior to this is now concluded. So please no chatting in there. I'm nice for like the opening speeches, but now we're in question mode. So we're gonna start with. We're going to start with Brandon. Brandon is on a flight. He does say he has a voting order, but, it can change. He also might be watching this as well on his flight. So just because they're not here does not mean they're not paying attention to what's going on. So I will start his time, and I'm going to be Brandon. I'm not going to do a Brandon impression. But from Brandon, it seems like a lot of you played a mix of social, strategic, and physical games. Can you please note one event in this game that you displayed a quality of each? And please only take 30 seconds for each quality. So I guess we'll start with Taylor.
Okay. Well, can you say that again? That was a lot.
Social, strategic, and physical games. One event in each game that you demonstrate a quality of each.
Well, I know for physical, I did not want to win any physical comps. I didn't want to win anything HOH or vetoes up until jury. And I believe I didn't win my first thing until the double elimination when I was able to take out Brandon, because he was my number 1 target ever since he put me up the first time. I believe that also goes in with the strategic, because I was very strategic in trying to when I wanted to win anything. and that was I wanted to go down. I wanted to fly under the radar until it no longer helped me to do so. And socially, I made sure to talk to everyone, even people that I knew I probably wouldn't work with, especially Brandon, James, even when I knew I was going to vote someone out, I would never burn a bridge until it was day of, and even then, I'm pretty sure that was more than 30 seconds, but I appreciate it.
All right.
Okay. You said social, strategic, and physical?
Yep.
Okay, physical, I didn't win a single thing. I sat there for 18 minutes trying to build a cup tower with my feet until I kicked them across the kitchen. I hope Prod enjoyed all of that. Social, not my entire game, but I was pretty social with just about everybody. I pushed my social boundaries. If you ever played with me before, I find a group, I stick with it, and that's always my downfall. But I pushed my social limits, and I tried to talk to people that I didn't talk to as often. People that weren't. I was in a bunch of different alliances. Strategic. I think my most strategic move was winning part 2 and the final part of the final HOH, getting myself here. Securing myself here instead of having somebody bring me.
All right. And then Brandon had another question if he had time. This is just for Taylor. What was the strategic move for telling people about his secret HOH power?
What was the strategic move in telling people?
Yes.
Well, this is from strictly with what I knew. Maybe AJ ended up telling people, maybe Hyrie ended up telling people. But as far as I was aware, I only told 2 people. I told Hyrie and I told AJ. Hyrie was my number 1 until he went off, and AJ was very close. He became my number 1 afterwards, which ended up changing, obviously. But I honestly only told AJ because he asked me, and I didn't want to lie. So I made sure to tell him, but I was very strategic and making sure he didn't know if anyone else knew. Hyrie was my number 1 to the end. He knew AJ knew about it. AJ did not know Hyrie knew about it. So there were times where AJ was saying, hey, Hyrie said you could have it or not, I don't know. When in my mind I'm like, yeah, he does know because he already knows that, but you won't know that. That was a way that I was trying to control information of what was going in and out. It might have worked, it might not have. I guess I'll find out tonight.
All right, thank you. Next up is James. James' question. So I'm gonna switch. I know it's a very convincing Brandon. I'm gonna be a very convincing James. Which Big Brother winner would each of you compare your game to? Whoever wants to take that first.
That's horrible because I don't know. I'm sorry.
Honestly, I'll go first. Give you a second to think. Off the top of my head, I would probably say Steve because he played a very similar game to me from what I can remember. I remember very early on he did not want to win anything, but he was very under the radar, making sure to build relationships, but never coming up as a threat until when he finally started to win things very late on in his season. Steve from Big Brother 17, obviously.
Yes.
Did anybody get to the end of a Big Brother game mostly social?
I mean, there's been a lot of players.
This is a great time to admit I haven't seen or watched just about any of them.
That's totally fine.
I'm so sorry to be the disappointment. I don't have an answer for your question, and I'm sorry.
That is fine. All right, next is Marcy.
Here we go.
Hey guys, can you hear me and see me because my phone's been acting up?
You're good.
Yes, ma'am. I can see you.
Okay, so I have a question for Taylor, and then I have something for the both of you, okay?
Gotcha.
So, It's very evident that a lot of the votes rode on where Nicole voted. We can see it. She mentioned it. You said her social game was better. Those were your words.
Yes.
So it's very evident that she had a lot of agency within this game. Where did you have your agency? Because for her to only win the last HOH, she didn't have power, but she had influence. So winning comps doesn't mean anything if it's not going your way. Does that make sense? Like, winning the advantage and using that advantage and your number one going home is not a move I would personally want to represent the season. So where did you have agency in this? Because it seems like a lot of it was just you doing other people's bidding.
Okay. Well, I'll point it out right now. The entire first half of the game, Nicole and I barely even spoke. And I'll say this right now. Up until the jury even started, if I were to have won HOH, Nicole probably would have went up because we just weren't talking that much. In fact, we didn't talk really at all until after the high revote. So everything up until then, what I did had nothing to do with Nicole. And even though, and everything afterwards, everything, whenever I'm in alliance, I always try to do what the not what the alliance wants, but I want everyone to always be on the same page. Like you and I were in one, and that is very evident. You know that I was always trying to be on the same page as everyone. That being said, everyone always whoever I was working with, even Diane, even though I didn't have like a big alliance with her most of the time, everyone was always coming to me and saying what their plan was. So regardless of what Nicole always getting what she wanted, it was never of her even speaking about it.
That's not agency, though.
The second I said that, I realized that's not what agency is. Shit. Okay.
I'll give you another second to re-answer if you'd like.
The big thing is I always forget what the definition is. So.
Influence. We can replace it with influence.
Okay, influence. I'm just dog shitting this.
There is a part 2 that you may be able to redeem if you want me to get to that part.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll see if I can redeem myself.
This is for the both of you. We both know I love entertainment. I love to remind everyone that these games are just for fun. And I love a good twerk off. Get ready, motherfuckers. You're doing it.
Wait, give me 5 seconds. I'm in mom mode. I will step back outside right now.
Yes, get in preparation.
All right. Are you going to play music for me?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. I'm in a dress, Marcy.
It's a 29-second twerk off so we don't get taken down.
You have 1 minute.
That's why it's 29 seconds. Hurry up.
All right, let's go.
All right, ready? Nicole, back it up. I can't see you. Okay, thank you. Can you guys hear?
Kinda.
Can y'all hear? Let's go.
No, but I'm doing it.
It's playing. So we do not get taken down. Best of luck and congratulations to the both of you.
Fantastic. I love you.
I might have muted my mic while that happened, so we should be okay from a Facebook.
Hilarious.
All right. Next up is AJ.
Clarify a couple of things before we get into this. One, I knew Hyrie knew. I had told them. I suggested maybe Taylor had it, and he completely gave it away with his face. I didn't tell anyone until the jury, well into the jury, about you having that power. What I do want to talk about is jury management. Um, and just like the way that the two of you handled me going out of the house, so to speak. For example, I want to talk to Nicole. From my point of view, you're very angry at me. I was told by
I
Taylor
don't know why
specifically.
you
No, hold
thought
on.
that.
Okay. I
No,
was
go
just
ahead.
told very specifically that you guys are angry at me. So Nicole, as I've said this whole time, I think you and I played a very similar game. Can you explain to me how a down the middle game playing both sides is actually a really beneficial at the end of this game?
Well, I mean, it basically ensured I was never on the wrong side of the vote. Um, Even when the whole Hyrie going out, where Taylor used his power to put up Brandon, that whole vote, I was still on the right side of it. I know it came down to like a 2-2-1, but I was still on the right side of that vote. I was able to break social boundaries. I knew where everybody was standing. Um, I knew everybody's targets, and they never ended up on me.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
I want to clarify, I was never mad at you, ever.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up in like how messy the jury management was between the two of you at that last point. But then I decided it honestly just doesn't matter. I have actually better questions and want to know about your game instead of my own pettiness. So I changed my mind as soon as I started talking. So Taylor, I know because we work closely together that you had a lot of relationships in the game, and I think that's not being touched on about how strong your relationships actually were with the people that you had them. So I would like to give you a couple of minutes to discuss the relationships that you had in the house, and how they helped you stay till the finals.
Okay. And I would, that's thank you for asking that question because I want to reiterate some things that have already been said. Um, Starting with my relationship with Marcy. Ever since we were hooked up together in that, uh, in the twin, uh, in that twin twist, screw you, Miller, for that. We were very close for that, and I think both of us were very happy to be together because we both were considered ourselves very competent players. Not saying that nobody else was, um, but ever since then, we were very close, and right up, right before the Hyrie vote, like she might have been completely um, lying to me, but she approached me saying she had the advantage that could make me safe if I gave up my vote to her, which we almost did. Either she was lying about it or she just did not know how to activate it.
It was
But
true. She had it.
she did have it. Okay, so that being said, that is a little bit of agency. She was willing to at least keep me safe that round, so I would be with her for at least the next round or two. That relationship helped me out with that part of the game, even if I ended up being on the block next. But with other people, let's say Diane. At the very beginning of the game, there was an alliance called the Three Monkeys, or Mysterious Monkeys. That was me, Diane, Hyrie, and Christopher, which ended up going down the drain fairly quickly because Christopher was a target. Um, but I was always able to, and even after Hyrie went, Diane still had my back, and I had her back up until the final five. But she was kind of alone in the game for the most part, other than a all girl alliance, which existed, but it didn't really exist. It was kind of just there for. It was kind of just there to be there, from what I was told. But Diane always had my back with the two or three times she was HOH, so I knew that I would never go up when she was in charge. And of course, even people that I never really talked to, which were either like Brandon and James, even Brandon, who put me up a lot of the time. He's the only person who put me up. I still had good conversations with him. I still had things, and at that point, he still was. I don't believe for the first 2 times he put me up. Obviously, I was never his target because he was still willing to work with me.
All right, you're at time.
Perfect. Thank you so much for answering questions. At the end of the day, it's just a game, and you both played different ways to get here, and you should both be very proud of yourselves. So good luck to you both tonight. You both look wonderful, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right.
I think both of us are trying to calm our adrenaline so we can actually explain our games.
All right. Well, you got 3 more jurors to go. Next up is Diane.
Diane. Hello. You're muted.
Hey everyone, first off, I'm gonna congratulations to both of you for making it this far. My question is, I'm gonna give you each a statement. I know Taylor, we've been working together from the beginning to the end whenever I've got voted out. We talk daily on a personal level and even game. I really enjoyed our talk in this game. And at least you gave me the time of day to talk to every day. Nicole, on the other hand, we didn't talk at all, like until I ended up making the one-on-one chat together. I find that you only stick with the people that you want to work with, and you don't want to talk to the other people. That's one of your downfalls in these games, I find. Hopefully, in the future, that you talk to everyone. Like you make the effort to talk to everyone and have a one-on-one chat with everyone. You don't put nobody aside. But why do you deserve to win this game over Taylor? And Taylor, why do you deserve to win over Nicole?
You can have it first, Taylor, if you want.
Okay. All right. Why do I deserve to win over Nicole? Honestly, because I do believe that I was able that with the agency that I had in this game. I know I wasn't able to freaking answer that question when it was freaking told to me, but I did have agency in this game because everyone was willing to work with me. Even people who put me up were always willing to hear me out, even if it might have been BS. And even with me using that advantage to put Brandon up, okay, so it didn't end up going my way. Hyrie went home, but you know what? It ended up working to my benefit because I was able to use that entire brouhaha to help create the blind side with AJ, Nicole, and Melissa, which eventually took control of the entire game until we decided to take AJ out. But I was able to make a lot of moves where, yes, Nicole was able to talk to everyone and she was never on anyone's radar, but she was never in the position to really change things up in the game. She was always going with the flow.
Thank you.
I beg to differ, actually. But I was able to not be on anybody's radar. I had the Hitman's Veto land on me twice, or I know of 2 times, but I've heard of a possible third. The people chose to keep me instead of getting a potentially game-changing power. I never won a comp until the end to secure my spot here, but I was able to navigate my way socially and influence the vote. When you, for example, they didn't want to take you out, but when it became a final nom of you and Melissa, I had the influence over Taylor to take you out instead, or not Taylor. Was it Taylor? No, it was Topher. Topher over Melissa. I navigated different obstacles among my social game, but I am sorry that I never created that one-on-one with you, and towards the end, I thought I had expressed that. Like I was truly sorry that I hadn't. But that's all I got. I just navigated socially and.
Do I have 10 seconds to say something?
It's up to Diane.
10 seconds. The only reason, Diane, that you went that round was because Topher won the veto. If it wasn't for the veto, you would have gone at least one round further.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is Melissa.
Hi guys, congrats to both. So, my first question is for both of you. What is the biggest lie that you told in the game, and how did it further your game? I don't care who goes first.
Ladies first.
I don't think I lied. I know that sounds like legitimately crazy, but I don't think I lied to anybody. And if I did, please call me out on it. I'm sorry. I was very open and honest, while also speaking my opinions and standing my ground. I really truly don't think I lied to anybody.
Perfect. Taylor?
Okay. Two big things come to mind. Obviously, with my advantage, I was I only let 2 people know, and you know what? More people might have known, and honestly, nobody really asked except AJ. But I lied my ass off about that. And a big thing also, with Brandon, a big thing. The second time I went up, or after the second time I went up, I promised him that I wouldn't go after him, and I knew that was, and he might have known that was a lie, but for one, I knew that he already put me up twice. I knew that if he was going to put me up a third time, he would be stupid not to put me up a third time. Like, he was the only person who was actively putting me up. So I was going to lie my ass off to get him on the block and get him gone. Like, I respect the heck out of him as a player, but he just had to go. And when I won that challenge at the final 7, the double elimination, that was the perfect time.
Okay. Next question. I want both of you to tell me why the other person deserves to win this game.
I'll go ahead.
Take it away, Taylor.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that, yeah, Nicole did play a hell of a social game. While I played a good one, she played a hell of a good one. She didn't. She was never on anyone's radar to put on the block unless they had no other choice, and they'd always know where the vote was going. And I believe there was only one time where I was against the vote, and that was the Hyrie vote.
Thank you, Taylor. Nicole?
I feel like Taylor deserves to win because this has been a long ass 38 days. We've navigated through multiple obstacles. Taylor overcame being on the block, and I don't want to say an underdog, but like I don't think he was like working truly with anybody to being able to work with people and sitting in the final 2. He navigated social obstacles and comp obstacles. I don't know, physical. Don't mind me, okay? I've been dealing with my toddler all day. I don't have words, but he navigated a lot to get here, and I'm super proud of him. And you deserve it as well.
Okay.
I got to go.
The twerking, love you, Nicole, but Taylor, you definitely won.
Hands down, I can't do that shit. I had kids, okay?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, just to both of you, and good luck.
Thank you, Melissa.
Even I'll say Taylor won the twerking.
Absolutely, I've had kids, okay? I'm not trying to twerk no more.
Thing is, I don't know the difference between twerking and humping. I'm sorry. Jeez.
Well, we're not going to dive into that tonight.
I didn't know if I was twerking or humping. I'm sorry.
I'm done.
Anyway, go ask an adult on that. Last but not
Let me
least,
find an adulty or adult real quick.
our newest member of the jury, Topher.
Over.
But like Nicole, like I know you're nervous, I know you're not, but I feel like you're not you're downplaying some of your amazing game
Oh,
and
okay.
I mean, how like you had like an influence, like the votes went exactly how you wanted it, like you completely made the end game your bitch. Like
I did, and they did. There wasn't a vote that didn't go exactly the way I wanted it to.
I mean, you helped get rid of Taylor's number one.
I did get rid of
It then took his spot to become Taylor's new number one.
I did take Kyrie's spot to become your new number one.
Like I feel like I mean, you're nervous, like your first FTC or whatever. So like in your closing statements, like really go for it. And Taylor, I feel like kind of been in this situation before. Remember?
Yeah.
I thought all day, this is like a series. But like Nicole, I mean, I'm sorry. But I mean, I do think you played a good game. You said at what was it, Final Five, that I would have won if I didn't win veto. I wish I could get confirmation from Melissa to know like would I have went. Nicole, do you know like if it was me versus Diane, would you and Melissa still kept me?
Had everything gone exactly the way it was planned to, Diane would have gone over you. Yes.
It's like me, Nicole, and Melissa had been working together, like
Yep.
AJ. Like we had a whole study group. We studied. Like I only won that veto because of Nicole and Melissa in the study, and Nicole showing me those pictures.
Okay.
So that's another way. It's another way she kind of like undermined you at the end.
You know what? Yeah, she did, but you know what that is? That's a lie. Somebody lied when they said they didn't.
What lie did I say?
You, Nicole. I mean, that's
No, tell me. I said, tell me I lied.
I don't care if lied. Like I don't. You do. I like to feel like
I actually don't. I seriously don't care. But Nicole, you said you never lied, and
That's what I'm saying. What did I say?
you told me that Topher would have gone at Final Five if he stayed.
It was the final four was going to be me, you, and Melissa, and then it was going to be take out Topher, leaving the final three, me, you, and Melissa.
I was always told Diane was 4.
When did we say that?
Literally the entire time I was HOH.
I feel like maybe this did happen. I can't tell you it didn't. I can't go back and.
I mean, because Nicole had told me days ago that you all had like a chat and stuff. So
maybe I misheard something, but I was always under the impression that Diane was number 4.
My bad. I do apologize.
Unless Topher won veto, which he did.
He did.
I think it's good gameplay. You can't always be honest in the game. Like,
We
I don't
can
think
share this out, the reunion.
I would say let's hash it out at the reunion for real, because if I lied, I apologize. I'm
We
sorry.
have lots to discuss at the
I think
reunion.
it was a lie you needed to make in the moment. I think you should be proud of it.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to make you feel bad about it. You needed to lie. You need to lie in this game to get ahead sometimes. That was good.
Okay, my fault. Thanks for calling me out on it for real.
And Nicole, like, did you ever really think about taking the finals?
Topher, my heart has been conflicted all day. I told you this morning when I messaged you and we had our normal where I send Topher and then you send back Nicole. My heart has been super conflicted. I knew what was best for my game, but that didn't make it any easier. I debated, I went back and forth a bunch, but when it came down to making the game decision, I knew I was taking Taylor.
I mean, it just speaks to your social connection. You may have failed with Diane, but like with everybody else, you did such an amazing job. Like, if Taylor would have got that will and he would have been the game, that if you had been gone, like we would have had that veto. But instead, it landed on you, and like we were all like, we thought for a while.
I feel like you were one who held
at
the
very beginning. You were gone. We were taking you out. We had planted seeds. We had done all this stuff with AJ and Hyrie and whatever. Like, we were gonna get you out. But then we're like, we thought about it. We're like, no, we like you're way more valuable than a veto. So like,
I appreciate that a lot, for real.
All right, you're at time.
thank you. Good luck.
All right. right. At this point, we'll go into closing statements. Since Nicole, you went first, you will go last. So we're going to go to Taylor.
All right. Well, I appreciate everyone's questions. I hope I was able to answer them satisfactory. I know there was a couple I wasn't able to, but I'm going to try and fix that here. I know my adrenaline's been up this entire time. I've been stumbling over my words a lot, but I did play a hell of a game. And yes, things went bad for me, but I was always able to be flexible, adaptable. Adaptability is the name of the game. Things did not go my way more than once, and I was always able to get in the numbers to keep moving forward. The Hyrie vote, bam, then I was able to get in the blind side. Then the AJ vote, bam, I was still able to go into the Lotus Eaters at 3, even with bam, Topher winning the final 4 HOH. I was able to win the veto, and get myself to the final 3, and the connections that I helped make to get myself all the way here. I had agency to where nobody wanted me to be the one to go. Maybe I was on the block, but I was never the one to go, and people potentially wanted to save me with advantages, and to all the way down to the relationship with Nicole that brought me here tonight. I made some of the moves might not have been the best, but I was always able to bounce back. So when you write down the name for a winner tonight, or choose a winner tonight, I hope you will choose the person who has been putting his all into this game. I was playing on a freaking cruise ship for you people. I had to pay $250 for that, so obviously I love everyone, but I've been putting my heart and soul into this game, and I've always been able to use my sociability to at least talk with everyone, and always make sure to have one-on-one with everyone to talk, even if we never work together. So, love you all. Love you, Nicole. Thank you for this amazing opportunity.
All right, thank you. Nicole, the floor is yours.
Oh gosh, my adrenaline has been crazy. I said adrenaline because fucking Taylor said adrenaline. My nerves are crazy. To close off, I want to start by saying I was never anybody's target. The 2 times I sat on the block, I knew I would, like, as a final nom, I knew I was coming off. I flew under the radar while also navigating socially. I won part 2 and the final part of the final HOH, securing my spot here by myself. I didn't have anybody bring me. And then I want to address the jury. James, I'm sorry we never talked. I tried a few times. Conversation never got anywhere. I hope if we play another game, we can connect there. Marcy, I love you to death. You were the hardest target. Honestly, standing firm on that vote was hard. But I took the shot and I made it. Brandon as well, you were a really hard target. I had one shot and we took it. Getting both of you, Marcy and Brandon, out back to back, I still say it was the craziest move I've ever made. AJ, you say we played a very similar game. I enjoyed playing with you and getting to know you, and more than I have. We didn't talk nearly as much this game as we have in the past. That's partially my fault. I hope we can continue our friendship after the game. Diane, I know we did not have a one-on-one until very, very close to the end of this game. That is my fault. I am truly sorry for that. But the conversations we did share about your grandchildren and my children, I truly enjoyed every bit of those conversations. That was 100% from my heart. And I hope when this is all over, we can continue to have conversations. Melissa, thank you for everything in this game. The countless hours on phone calls, navigating we worked this game hand in hand for a while, and I really appreciate you being like my rock in this game. Topher. Man, that one was hard. We talked every single day, including while we were both sitting on the block next to each other. You were a ray of sunshine when it was just stormy. I appreciate everything that you did, everything we talked about, helping me study for the in the study group. Like we made a truly wonderful connection, and I hope that we can continue to be friends after this game. Thank you to all of you, production included, for hosting this game and letting me sit here and plead my case to you all.
All right. Thank you, Nicole. And thank you both for surviving jury questions. At this point in time, jury, it is time to vote. Please put your vote in your diary room. Please don't mention who your second place is. Don't mention any other person you're even thinking about. Just put, I'm voting for this person to win, just so it's clear, we make no mistakes. And we are going to do a quick pause while we count the votes. All right. Well, folks, I do have the votes. I will read them out loud. We're going to do Big Brother style, where I'll read it in the jury order. I don't have keys, so we're doing it back to Survivor style with parchments. But first of all, I want to thank you both. I always think about themes for a season and what really is the story of the season, and fittingly enough, I would say this is the season of the unexpected. I think, I'm not saying like neither of you expected to be here, but I kind of didn't. I think you both played very good games where you were able to allow bigger threats to take each other out. I think you were able to, Nicole, I think you were able to really like stay in the know, stay in that majority, while also still like being loyal to your people, and then also not being that threat. Then, despite the fact you were put on the block a few times, Taylor, I think you won challenges at the exact right time you needed to win challenges. And I think you were also a little more flexible with your game, being able to bounce around a little bit, which I think, probably the agency that, you were looking for the words for. But because I don't think you were necessarily I wasn't tied to this specific person. You were tied to, you were playing your game and you were playing your authentic game. So two very different types of players here. I'm going to make myself a little bigger. Maybe I'll make y'all maybe more my size. There we go.
Now you learn how to make things bigger.
Well, I always make things bigger. I know how. I just want to. I just didn't need to be that big right now. All right. So we are gonna go in jury order. So I and I will confirm who voted for who. James has cast his vote for Taylor. It's one vote Taylor. Marcy has cast her vote for Nicole. It's one vote Taylor, one vote Nicole. Brandon has cast his vote for Nicole. That's 2 votes Nicole. AJ has cast his vote for Nicole. That's 3 votes for Nicole. You need 4 to win. Diane has cast her vote for Taylor. That's 2 votes Taylor, 3 votes Nicole. Melissa has cast her vote. Congratulations, Nicole.
Oh my god.
Congrats, Nicole.
Go, girl.
If anyone questioned, Topher's vote was also for Nicole, so it was a 5-2 vote.
Congratulations, girl, you did it.
Go inside, go inside.
Jury, if you want to come on screen, go ahead.
I won.
You absolutely earned it, girl. Good job.
Congrats.
I just want to say, you were absolutely on people's radar, and you navigated
You
through
were.
it. Do not think for a second you were underrated, okay? You got this.
Oh my gosh, you guys. This is
Nicole,
the first
I-
game
I-
ever.
I will call you out on your bullshit if I ever hear you doubt yourself in a game again.
I can't believe it, you guys. Thank you, all of you, every one of you. Taylor, Topher, Melissa, AJ, Marcy, Diane, I thank you. I couldn't have been here without every single one of you. You all played very key parts in me standing here, the winner of this season. Which, by the way, 7 is my favorite number, and I don't know if anybody's put that together, but I just won season 7.
This
so
is Primetime 7, yes.
It was fate.
I will say that Taylor did win the twerk off.
Yeah, I
Oh, 100%. We're all in agreement, right?
did, you guys. I'm not trying to twerk for nobody's entertainment.
He was actually surprisingly good.
You need to get
Oh,
that.
don't say that.
Oh my god, Taylor! Congrats! Like, thank you. You killed this too, man.
No, I appreciate it, and I know I probably didn't explain my game as much as I could have, but
I do think, Taylor, this was your best Primetime season.
Yes, it was. So far, this I've gotten into Primetime.
Not just because you got far, but, like, I think the way you were able to...
Also, because he's watching, I am most definitely the better baker.
I mean, scoreboard at this point.
Sorry, Leslie. Sorry, Leslie. You've been replaced.
Topher,
He's watching. Do you guys want to see his reaction to when he sees it?
at the reunion, I was never going to vote Diane out.
Yeah, see, I was not under that impression. So
I had every intention that I convinced Nicole that we had to keep Diane, or at least agree to let it go to a ties and convince you to.
That probably would have happened if it let it go into a tie.
you know what? If it went to a tie, I would have voted Diane out. So
Oh, that's it.
so move under your belt. Get on in.
I
That's
was
shocking.
never going to
Because
vote.
I made that alliance with you, and I always try to stay loyal to my alliance until they're not loyal to me.
Now, did I really lie? Did I say it was going to be Diane?
You know what? You might not have actually said it to me. I was completely under the impression. Maybe you did lie, and maybe we just didn't communicate.
Like, I was super careful on my words. Because we got on a phone call, me and you, Taylor.
No,
And I didn't, like, that last phone call, I was like, I have chosen my words as carefully as possible to make sure I didn't lie. Because I wanted that to be a part of my speech. So if I lied, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Taylor, is it possible that you confused conversations with me and Nicole? Because Diane
Probably. I'm sure there's a lot of conversations I've confused with a lot of people.
in fact, I didn't talk much in my DR, but most of what I was saying was, damn, I need Nicole and Diane to be getting along here.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
I feel like AJ and I played very similar games up until a certain point. How we were
But
both.
you were all fucking mad at me. Oh my
I
god.
know.
Look, can we
You
talk
were-
about that?
here's
Who
the
told
thing.
you I was mad at you?
You were mad because you got caught playing all sides.
I
You
was
were
but
mad
like,
because you got
I
caught
was
playing
like,
who
that's
told you I
fair.
was mad at you?
Taylor told me
Because
that the
why
reason
did you
that
tell that
the
boy I was mad at him?
Because I thought you were mad at him.
No.
He didn't. Oh my God.
He said exactly, both girls are very mad at you right now, and that is why neither one of them will switch your vote to keep you. And that is why I walked
No,
out
I
of
didn't
the
switch my
house
vote
not
to
knowing
keep
which
you
one of
because
the
you
three
were
of you
a
was
threat
in
to my
charge.
game. You were a
I was
threat
mad
to
that I
my
got
game.
caught. I was annoyed how Brendan won out of the game, which we've talked about, him and I, but I was not annoyed about getting caught. We were
That
all
being
playing a
said,
very
you know
similar
what?
game.
Nobody talked to me about because it was a double elimination. Like Brandon was always my target. I don't know.
That was a me and Melissa thing. Honestly, like we just kind of stuck with it, and then we just like it went towards like we made it to where it didn't change. Like
So,
where we
like, if it was always Diane in the final four with Melissa and Taylor, like, why did you vote me out? Like, why'd you put AJ out over me? Like, bless them, but like,
Well, I'll say. At the end of the day, it was Nicole and Melissa able to charge that vote. But if it was just me saying that, then if it was up to me, I would have had you go over AJ. It was Nicole and Melissa that were able to convince me to do otherwise.
and Melissa
I
stands
can't
firm on her
confirm that,
ground.
but-
She wasn't. Oh, go ahead, Slater. I'm sorry.
No, I can confirm that Taylor wanted you out over AJ.
I actually wanted you to stay, but I knew that Diane was a big target, and I knew that by giving that to Nicole, keeping Topher in the game, that I would later be able to use that to keep Diane in the game.
That's so smart, Melissa, because that's exactly what happened.
Both that cost so much through every vote, and I knew that Topher was the one person that Nicole was never going to want to take out, and she knew that Diane was my person. So
Which
I
is
give-
true. I did not want to vote out Topher at all,
but
period.
you were the only one who I had I'm like 100 million freaking times, like 50% of the time I was on the block.
But I
and you
never
were-
voted
you
to
were the-
evict you.
You were the one person who did evict me.
Well, I did this last time. You're
Yeah,
correct.
she was
I
finally able
put,
to do it.
I put Topher out of the game. Okay,
she
I'm
did.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
But yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
why.
not sorry. Actually, because I'm winning. Okay, I'm right here and I won.
Yes, you did, and you kicked freaking ass.
Okay, I have some math. So the question of who was the better baker. When it looks like average placement.
Hold that thought. Let me get the other baker.
I also did this for another person because they asked me in their jury question. It was between Melissa and Topher.
Okay, I want to find out who's the better baker.
And Melissa, you do have a high, because if Topher made the final two, he would have had a better, higher placement than you. But you beat, it's like by like 0.5. Melissa, you have the better than Topher. I think it's like 3.7 versus like 3.75. But between the better baker, so Leslie's played 2 seasons. His average placement is 8.5, finishing 5th and finishing 12th. And Nicole playing 3 seasons. You finished 9th, you finished 16th, you finished 1st. Your average placement is 8.6. So Leslie, you are the better baker.
Oh wait, don't talk to me. I won. Prime Time forever. I won Prime Time.
Now, do wins count more? That's the question.
Yeah. Statistics are bullshit. Statistics are bullshit.
These are just numbers.
No, they're not. Numbers don't lie, Topher.
Yes, they are. I beat Melissa and Nicole's the better baker. Sorry.
Period.
You
Hands down,
have to
Topher.
finish your birthday. We cannot share it anymore. Okay?
We're not still live, are we?
No, we are still live.
Are we?
This is the reunion, isn't it?
For real. Hello.
No. Well, before we'll go offline, I did want to at least plug kind of what's happening next in Primetime. We are taking, we're going to take a break, probably 2 or 3 months. So this is it for 2024, but we'll be back in 2025. What season we're doing is actually, I'm hinting it with my hat right now. We are going to the most magical place on earth, Disney World, for should be a really, and this is a Survivor season. So Survivor Walt Disney World will be season 8.
Can I come back?
Maybe.
I'm like, Nicole's gonna want to come back for
Listen,
that.
I won, but can I come back?
Of
Like,
course,
is
the
that...
season I know.
No. Send Leslie back and let him.
Ooh, see who's the best baker, or maybe you sabotage him.
No, I can't sit out of a Walt Disney
Battle of
season.
the
I really
Bakers.
feel like I would kick his ass in that game. Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, and then our other brand, but we'll be hanging out a little bit. But yeah, audience, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in 2025 with another Survivor season. We've been really excited that we've had such a good audience, had a good... oh, I forgot one other thing. We have a VL fan favorite. The votes are... It was close. Our top 3 in the fan favorite competition were James, Hyrie, and Topher. And our winner was Topher. Congratulations, Topher. You're the fan favorite this season.
Yeah.
Yay, I won. Thank you.
Don't take my sunshine.
Yeah. So, thank you all. We can't do this if no one wants to play. We can't do this if no one wants to watch. I've always said I'll keep doing it if I feel like playing and I feel like hosting and I feel like people are watching. And so I really do appreciate y'all. And we'll see you all on the other side in 2025 in Walt Disney World. See ya.